Okay, so for this video, I'm going to go through a couple of questions on algebra division. I know a lot of people have found this one tough and that it can be a difficult one and kind of confusing, but we'll try and just simplify it down. So just think of it like working backwards with having two brackets. Okay, so remember how to multiply out two brackets? You split up the first one and you write the second one twice. Okay, split up the first one, write the second one twice, and you get x squared plus 3x plus 2x plus 6. Combine your like terms, x squared plus 5x plus 6. Okay, and another method that you might have used would be where you create a box, then you've got x plus 2 and x plus 3. So you put one bracket on the top, so you put that bracket and the other one at the side. Then, same thing, you multiply it, x multiplied by x gives you x squared, x multiplied by 2 gives you 2x, x multiplied by 3 gives you 3x, and 2 multiplied by 3 gives you 6. Then you can combine these parts here, and you're left with x squared plus 5x plus 6. Same answer, just a slightly different method. Now, the difference is when you're doing algebra division, you're given the answer, so you'll be given the x squared plus 5x plus 6, and you'll be given one of the brackets, so let's say x plus 3, and then you will have to find what this other bracket is for each of them. So it's like working backwards. So you always need three parts, two brackets and an answer, and instead of being given two brackets, you're going to be given an answer and one bracket. So anyway, I'm going to go through two examples, a quadratic one and a cubic one, and hopefully you'll be able to work it out from there. Okay, so we've got this question. So I'm going to show you two methods. So I'm going to show you the long division method and the box method. So we take our divisor, that's 2x plus 5, and we're going to divide it into, just like long division in primary school, into 2x squared plus x, and remember that just means 1x minus 10. We can write the 1 in there if it's helpful. Okay, so to start off, we're going to divide the first number by the first part of our bracket. You can imagine this being one of the brackets, and we need to find the second one. Okay, so we need to do 2x squared divided by 2x. So the 2's will cancel, 1x will cancel. You're left with just x. Okay, so the first part is x. 2x plus 5 goes into this x times. But then you're going to have to multiply down your x by the 2x plus 5. So x by 2x plus 5 will give you 2x squared plus 5x. Okay, you take this answer, this is all just rough work on the right hand side. So you take this answer, so 2x squared plus 5x, and you're going to subtract that from this expression. Okay, so that means these signs will change, so it'll be a minus there and a minus there now instead. So 2x squared minus 2x squared, you'll have nothing. Then 1x minus 5x will give you minus 4x. Okay, so that'll be the next thing we're dividing with. Then you're going to bring down your minus 10, okay, because you can imagine there's a 0 here. So you got minus 4x minus 10. Okay, same method now. We're going to divide this minus 4x by our 2x up here. So divide it by 2x, and you're going to be left with minus 4 divided by 2 is minus 2, and x divided by x was 1, so just minus 2. And same again, we're going to do minus 2 multiplied by 2x plus 5, and that will finish us off with minus 4x minus 10. Okay, and that's good because you see that this minus 4x minus 10 is the same as this, so that's what you always want to work out at. Okay, so there will be a minus 2 up here, and we've got minus 4x minus 10, and when you subtract these from each other and the signs change, you'll see clearly that you'll be left with 0 here. So that means that your answer is x minus 2. So if you were to multiply out these brackets, which I could do really quickly, it'd be 2x plus 5 by x minus 2. If you multiply them out, so 2x by x minus 2 plus 5 by x minus 2, you will get 2x squared minus 4x plus 5x minus 10, 2x squared plus x minus 10. Just what we had up here at the start. So you can see how you've got one bracket and you're finding the other one. Okay, there probably is a little shortcut method here. So if you take just your 2x squared, so that's the front part of this, and divide it by the 2x, okay, you get your first part of your bracket, that's your x, And then if you take your minus 10 and divide it by 5, you get your minus 2 here. Okay, so minus 10 divided by 5 is minus 2. That'll give you that answer. But that only works for really simple ones like this. Now, what I will show you over here now is a second method. So sometimes for algebra division, it can be helpful to do out this box. So I'm just going to get rid of this here in the middle. I've shown you that. And let's do out a box. Okay, so we actually have the answer. Okay, so it was 2x squared plus x minus 10. Okay, so the x squared term always goes up here, and just the number term always goes down there. And then we're dividing it by 2x plus 5, so we can put that at one side. Now, all you've got to do actually now is just divide each of these in. So 2x squared divided by 2x. Okay, we've done it over here. We get x here, and we do minus 10 divided by 5, and we'll get minus 2, just like we had down here. Okay, so that's our answer. And just to make sure that we're right, we do 2 by minus 2, that's minus 4x. And 5 by minus 2 is minus 10, and 5 by x is plus 5x. And whenever you combine these, just like we did at the start, you will get down at the bottom plus x. So we know that that's right. Okay, so our answer, whichever way we do it, is going to be x minus 2. Okay, so on both of them we've got the same answer. Right, so that's a quadratic where you have two things in each bracket. There's your two methods of doing it there. Okay, so here's one that you can try by yourselves. I'll give it a few seconds and then I'll put up the answer. It's just another one, the same method as before, and I have both ways of doing it here. Okay, there's the method done out with all of the extra bits and everything there. Okay, so that will bring us down to doing one that is a cubic. So remember, cubic just means that it has a 3, so cubic. That's just what it means. So we're doing a cubic divided by a linear one, because a linear, there is no x squared at all. Okay, so let's lay things out the same as before. So 3x plus 1, we're going to divide that into 3x cubed minus 2x squared minus 19x minus 6. So it'll be slightly longer, but we're going to use the same method. 3x cubed divided by 3x first. So 3x cubed divided by 3x, and we're going to get x squared, because the 3's will cancel out, and that x will become x squared. So we do x squared, and then we're going to multiply our x squared by our 3x plus 1, which will give us 3x cubed plus x squared. So that's what we're going to take away next. So 3x cubed plus x squared, or 1x squared if that's helpful. Now what we need to do is take this away, so minus that, and we're going to need to change our sign. So 3x cubed minus 3x squared, that'll be nothing, so 0. Then minus 2x squared minus 1x squared will give us minus 3x squared. Now we've got that, we can bring down our minus 19x, so make sure to keep your minuses, and we're going to continue on the same method. So we've got minus 3x squared, and we're going to divide it by our 3x. Okay, so minus 3 divided by 3 will be minus 1, and x squared divided by x will be x. So it's just minus 1x, or just minus x. And same as before, we need to do minus x multiplied by 3x plus 1, and that will give us minus 3x squared minus x. Okay, so we write this in underneath. That's so we have minus 3x squared, and that's good, it's matching up there, and then minus x here. Okay, same as before, we're going to subtract this underneath. So we're going to minus, so minus 3x squared minus minus, so plus, those will cancel out. Minus 19 minus minus x, so that's minus 19x plus 1x will give us minus 18x. 18x. Okay, and then we can bring down our 6, minus 6. Okay, we're nearly there. We just got to do the same method one more time. So we take our minus 18x and we divide it by 3x. So 18 divided by 3 is 6, but it'll be minus 6. And that's all it's going to be, because the x's will cancel out. So we take minus 6 and we multiply it by 3x plus 1, and we get minus 18x minus 6, which, as you can see, is the same thing as here, minus 18x minus 6. So when you subtract them and change the signs, you're going to be left with 0. So you know that that's right. Oh, I forgot to write in your thing. So you had x squared, and then you had minus x, and then minus 6. So your answer is going to be x squared minus x minus 6. So we remember we multiplied these there as well. Okay, so that's using that method there to get the answer. So your answer is x squared minus x minus 6. So if you multiply this by your 3x plus 1, you will get that big long thing. Okay, very good. And now I'll just show you the box method of this as well. So we have, let's do out a box. So this time you'll just need a slightly bigger box because it'll be a 3 by 2, because you'll need just some extra stuff for this. But same as before, you put the x cubed thing at the top, so it's 3x cubed, and then you're going to put your number at the bottom. So 3x cubed and minus 6. Then your divisor, you just put it here, 3x plus 1. So first thing you got to do is do 3x cubed divided by 3x, just like we did here, and you're going to get x squared there. Then you can do minus 6 divided by 1. So minus 6 divided by 1 is simply going to be minus 6. So just like you can see, you've got an x squared and a minus 6. The problem is we can't just fill out the rest of the box now. We'll have to fill in what we have and then figure it out. So we can do x squared by 1, so that becomes plus x squared. And we can do 3x by minus 6. So that becomes, oh no, minus 18x there. Okay, so we know in these that these two boxes need to match up and that these two boxes need to match up. So the one that I circled in green, that's going to be the x box, so that's going to have to add to minus 19x. And the one that I circled in pink there is going to have to add to minus 2, I'll write it up at the top, minus 2x squared. Okay, so when we look at that, we can see what's going to add to x squared to give minus 2x squared. You're going to have to do minus 3x squareds there. And what's going to add to minus 18 to give minus 19? That would be minus 1x. Okay, so what do we need to multiply 1 by to get minus 1x? You just have to multiply it by minus x. What do we have to multiply 3x by to get minus 3x squared? Again, by minus 1x. So that means that this bit here is going to be a minus x, just like we had down here as well. So our answer using the box method is x squared minus x minus 6. Okay, x squared minus x minus 6. Same answer as we got the other way. Okay, so we've got our two methods there. Whatever you think is the best. It does just take a while to do either way, but you should be able to do it. So take a stab at this one down here. Give you a few seconds to try it yourselves. Pause it, try it yourselves, and I'll put up the answers now. Okay, and that will do us for this one. Right, there's your answers. And we'll take